Yeah, we're ready.
We're ready. Are you guys ready? We are ready.
Welcome back to another episode of Tea Time. We are your hosts. I am your host.
Who is she?
Couldn't think of a name. Andrew Tate.
Okay.
Couldn't think of a name.
So the funny thing is that I took the we are like Gabby. I'm Gabby Lamb and I'm Harper-Rose. I don't put that on YouTube anymore, so it gets straight into the episode.
So it gets straight into the app.
Great.
So it gets straight into introducing yourself
Great.
as Andrew Tate.
Great.
So Leah's been editing the
Lauren.
podcast. Great. So let it ease. Leah's been auditing the podcast. Wow.
Auditing?
Lee has
This is the remix to the intro.
Lee has been editing the podcast without our consent nor our knowledge. I guess we would know if we spent 1 second watching these episodes back, but we don't.
If there's one thing that Lee is not going to adhere to, it's what we want to do with our mouths, our bodies.
You want to know what I bet's going on, actually? Since I don't ever watch these podcasts back, I know what's going on. Lee will probably leave. I bet he does this. I bet he leaves 5 minutes of the intro, right?
Yeah.
And for the rest of the episode, it's just zoom-ins on our bodies.
Oh, yeah.
Your tits
on
jiggling.
Well, tits, I feel like Lee is desensitized to titties now. I feel like Lee just likes hand. What? What? I know. I'm saying that Lee.
We're gonna get in trouble.
What?
Get in trouble.
We're gonna get in trouble. Oh, you're about to make Papa act up again, Harper.
All right, Lee. Happy holidays.
Lee, what are you doing for Thanksgiving?
Besides
Nothing.
coming.
Absolutely nothing. I
Really?
have no plans. Yeah.
Lee.
You're gonna be by yourself?
I'm gonna be by myself.
Jesus.
Yeah, I
Why
know.
is that so depressing? Lee, sometimes
It's a little depressing, right?
yeah, it's really depressing.
Wait,
And sometimes, Lee, I love you so much, but sometimes you say things and I'm like, that's the most depressing thing I've ever fucking heard. Jesus Christ.
Lee, when I say this,
Every episode he says something that really bums me out. I'm like, God damn it.
and each episode, each episode it gets a little bit worse and worse. Well, because you want to know, he goes, you cunts aren't going to be able to attack me for much longer. He goes, well,
I'm gonna make him know I'm fucking suicidal and I am on the brink.
But Lee,
I'm not though.
Yeah, okay, well,
not at all. I think I might do the Laugh Factory dinner.
oh
What's
yeah,
that?
it's like for homeless people.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like all the homeless people in LA go
you don't
to
have
the
like a
Laugh
coworker
Factory.
having a Friendsgiving?
No.
Really?
Yeah.
You go to my friend Adri's house. She's having an orphans giving.
Yeah. I mean, I was never invited.
You can go to
I
Janine's.
guess you don't know.
You can go
Adri.
in my place to Janine's.
It's okay.
Yeah.
Here, I'll tell you
I'm
that. I'll
good.
tell you that you're coming over and you're not bringing anything.
Okay. Sure. Can we carry on?
Oh, okay.
Can we carry on?
Sorry. Okay.
Ooh.
A little bit of a touchy subject, isn't it?
So, Gab, you're going to go see your mom for
I'm
Thanksgiving.
gonna go see my mom, which is honestly just as much as a bummer as
as the Laugh Factory
whatever the fuck
Thanksgiving.
Lee's doing. Yeah.
Lee's going to
If
go
not
behind
more.
an alley and like kill a bird with his own teeth. Okay. You're going to go see your mom.
Yeah, well, okay, so I have, starting tomorrow night until Sunday, we've got 2 shows at the Ontario Improv. I am featuring for my man, Felipe Esparza, and Thursday night, I have off. So I'm going to drive down to San Diego, hang out with Pamela, have my dinner, drive back the next day, and then back.
Wait, so you're
to
going
the
to spend the night or
shows.
no?
Yeah, I want to stay the night.
You're going to stay the night.
And
Okay,
then
cute.
drive back to Riverside or wherever the fuck the show is in Ontario the next day. Don't we have a house cleaner coming on Thursday?
Yeah, you have to be there at 11.
Okay, yes, I'm driving back early.
On Thanksgiving Day? You
No.
guys have a house
They were
cleaner?
trying to come on fucking Thanksgiving, but no, on Friday.
Oh, okay.
Huh.
Actually, let me double check because it might have gotten moved to Monday. I'll check that later. I won't check that now.
Okay.
I am going to Arizona to see my mom and some of these family members I haven't seen in a good while. And you could say 2 of the family members I'm going to see I have had blocked for 3 years, 4 years.
Which ones?
My aunt, Mila.
Ew, you say aunt?
Aunt. What?
Aunt.
Aunt. No, because I'm not a raging
What
fucking...
do you say?
I say aunt.
Yeah, aunt. We're East Coast. But
Yeah.
so, yeah, aunt. Anyways,
We're East Coast.
but you're
from
also
San Diego.
I lived in North Carolina from 4th
Is
grade.
that the East Coast? That's the South.
Hey, what's on
I mean,
the coast? What's on the East Coast, Lee? Can we pull up a map? It's literally North Carolina.
Yeah, I mean,
Because right
it's
now
the
you're
East
giving
Coast, technically.
closeted energy.
I do think of really like Maryland and up, I guess, for the East Coast.
Florida is on the East Coast. It's
Yeah,
on the
but
east.
That's like
No, Florida's the
No,
fucking
you-
South.
The southeast. It's still in
North
the east.
Carolina's
And
the
North Carolina, look it
South.
up. It's not even it's not considered the Bible Belt. No, okay,
It's
you're
the
giving bumbling. You're giving
South.
bumbling fucking.
Anyway, it's aunt.
No, it's aunt. Okay, so I'm gonna go see my aunt, you cunt, and then I'm gonna see my her daughter, who I
Mhm.
also have blocked,
Okay.
and then two of my cousins' baby mamas, and it's gonna be fun.
Okay. And your mom, who you sometimes have blocked, and that's it.
And yeah, she's unblocked right now because she's been behaving,
Mhm.
and I'm, and honestly, I was supposed to stay there for longer, but then I, thank God, got booked on shows, so now I'm going to come back early. It's just going to be like a day and a half in Arizona.
You driving or flying?
Unfortunately, driving, but it's only 5 hours.
Is you and Eli driving?
Mm-hmm.
Just you two?
Actually, I think my dad's coming with us.
Okay, so you have a lot of time to give them both roadhead.
Oh God, I was thinking doing Eli on the way there and my dad on the way back.
Yeah.
But I'm just gonna kind of see like who picks like a better playlist like right off the bat,
That's a
and then
good
kind of like
idea.
decide.
That's a good
Yeah,
idea.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So I was thinking it would be cute.
Who's driving there? They'll be switching off.
They'll be switching. We'll all kind of so we'll all be switching off like duties.
Right. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Do you get it? That's gonna be a lonely drive for you.
Oh, it'll be fine.
No, I don't know if it will be.
I like driving alone. Who do you think would come faster if you suck their dick? Your brother or your dad? When you suck their dick.
Okay. Okay. So let me answer that question with another question.
Yeah.
So who came faster when you sucked them off? Your dad or your cousin James?
Well, no. So you're deflecting because I asked you first.
Well, no, and I said let me answer with another question.
Well,
So
that's
here's the
no, but that's
question.
not like you're still avoiding the question. I want to know who
No,
you
because
think.
I mean we already talk about this all the time, so I'm just asking.
Well, I bet James would come faster.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But who do you
But
think?
you and your
would-
dad have so much like pent up
tension? Yeah, we
tension.
do. We got into a big fight this morning. We're not going to talk about it, but maybe I'll suck him dry and maybe he'll be a lot better.
Yeah, maybe he'll like that.
So who do you think?
Probably Eli.
Eli would come faster?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
But he's been fucking, so he's probably a little.
We'll see. We'll see. I know.
see.
And I've been on my gay shit, so I don't know if I'm like tip top anymore. So
Just a little quick thing. Honked a little bit of fucking last night.
okay, Gabby.
We'll talk about it on Patreon.
Gabby,
Gives you
shut the
incentive to
fuck
subscribe
up.
to Patreon.
Oh, is that what this energy is?
But Honk had some.
Oh, is that what this energy
Honk
is?
had some.
Yeah, I'm sorry that I had sex and I didn't have to fuck a 14-year-old from Ukraine to fucking get it, Lee.
And she had gay sex too. So she's out here having that fucking gay sex.
Sakes. Okay, the way you're speaking, the gay sakes.
We'll talk about it.
Out here, the gay sakes.
We'll talk about it on fucking Patreon.
No, because honestly, I can't.
You
Because
said some
here's the
wild
thing.
things to me in the car that I'd like to unpack over there.
Yeah, I did say some wild things to you on the car.
But we're not gonna air
Look
that
at Lee's
out
face.
here.
He's horrified. He goes,
Whoa.
look at that.
He said lesbians. I don't like
I'm
that.
not really too comfortable with dykes.
yeah, that's why you didn't get invited to any fucking
two
Friendsgiving,
booby-
Lee.
2 boobies and 2 vaginas?
Whoa! Whose clit enters who, Harper? Can you break it down, please?
Yeah, I see what you're trying to do, Lee. You
Who do you
bumbling.
think has the better looking pussy, you or her?
Ew! Stop. No, I literally can't.
That means there's a winner.
Here's the
Dude.
here's the thing.
Being real
you
tight-lipped.
and Lee. Okay, you don't know anything about tight lips, so shut the fuck up. But here's the thing: you and Lee are fucking wretched beasts that try and fucking come for me, and then people will be like,
Oh, Harper, why are you so feisty?
Harper, you have the mouth of a snake. Yeah, because I'm working with 2 fucking hedgehogs that are fucking feral, and I have to defend myself. So that's all I fucking know to be true.
Okay.
Okay. Listen up, you fucking wildebeest.
Okay. Well,
don't
today's...
worry about whose fucking pussy is cuter, because all I know is
Somebody's got a big clit, and I wonder who it is.
yeah, well, someone. Actually, I won't even say it, but here's what I do know to be true.
Because you had nothing to say.
I did have something
Well,
to
you
fucking say.
did. Because you backed out. Because if you had something to say, you would have said it.
Here's the thing. Lee always says we have to keep it somewhat clean.
Okay.
And I was about to go full on feral. And
yeah, I have to start putting a 10-minute timer. But I don't know if can you guys not swear for 10 minutes?
yes.
You think so?
Do you think that swearing?
It kills us on YouTube.
Really?
Yeah, 100%. Within the first 10 minutes.
Okay.
How long have we been going right now?
12 minutes.
Let's get into the stories.
Oh, good. So it's 12.
Okay, let's get into the stories.
Least favorite age. Okay. Anyway,
Today, okay.
It's hometown.
Hometown scandals, which is fun. So we got a bunch of emails. Hometown scandals, whatever freaking scandalous things.
Yeah.
And we're already over it.
Whatever,
We're already
hodgepodge.
in
Let me see if I can go
depths
the
of
rest of the
hell.
episode without cussing. Okay.
Okay,
Let me
let's
see if I
try
can
it.
do it. It's so hard. I don't know how to not cuss. Let me see if I can do it.
Let's speak to the top of our vernacular and
Okay.
really
And not get lazy on F-bombs.
no, because we're better than that, Lee. We're better than that.
Okay. So I will say this. I completely didn't know anything about my hometown, like in terms of scandalous things happening. Apparently that new documentary that's out called Killer Sally, that happened in Oceanside where I'm from.
Oh, yeah.
Shit.
Yeah, I just watched that.
That happened in Oceanside. So I didn't know that. There was like a high school scandal where this guy, I remember this. Some guys caught him in the parking lot at our high school, sitting in his car, jerking off, smelling his ex-girlfriend's underwear. That was like a high school scandal. And that's all I really remember.
That's whack. So there was a teacher my freshman year. He was a history teacher at my high school, and he was like this like seemingly sweet older man. And then one day the cops came and arrested him because he had one of the largest collections of child porn in his basement that has ever
Collections, like
been.
baseball
And
cards.
it was hard to beat Lee. I will say that it was hard. And like Lee, I thought you had him beat, but no, he outdid you. So
Yeah, did you?
you know, love and light. So
Yeah.
that was. That was a bummer. Lee wants to hit me, but it's okay. But then let's see
You
what
will later.
else. What else? Okay, there was a middle school teacher that he was trying to be on his Breaking Bad energy. Almost cursed, but I won't. And he was making meth, so we got fired for that.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And then let's see, there was something else, and of course, now that we're recording, I can't. The Killer Clowns. Remember that story? That was taking place in North Carolina.
Okay.
Yeah.
Were the killer
Charlotte.
clowns, or was it like the clown, like they'd come and like scare kids?
These were kids that committed murder. They were like, I believe they were like in their early 20s, and they committed murders dressed up as clowns
Wow.
around Halloween.
Okay.
Pretty much really scary. Oh, and then of course there was the kid
That was really scary.
at the neighboring high school. This is the all time. And he fucked oh my God. Well, number one, I shouldn't have cursed, but number two, I misspoke because it wasn't just sex.
It wasn't consensual, is what I'm
he
hearing.
raped a German Shepherd for
That didn't happen. That's such a bummer.
it's on video, and he did go to jail for it, and he
Good. That's such a bummer.
for a large amount of weed.
That's such a bummer.
It was truly despicable and disgusting.
That bummed me out almost as much as Lee not having going to the Laugh Factory on Thanksgiving.
Yeah, what is? Can you guys? Let's take a poll. Which is more disgusting, bestiality or Lee going to eat with?
It's 50. It's tight. It's a tight race.
It is a tight race.
Yeah, it's a bummer, dude. I hate that.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah. The Thanksgiving thing is hard, but
It is. All right, let's get into it. Hometown murder. Hey, Honk Bonk and Lee. Do I have a crazy story for you? So, I'm from Fort Worth, Texas, and one very well-known story to locals took place in what was labeled the Murder Mansion. I won't refer to anyone by name because I honestly don't remember the names, but I'll try to keep on track. So, back in the late 60s, a man and a woman married, becoming a high-profile couple. Okay, it's giving Jay-Z and Beyonce.
honey.
The wife had 3 kids, and the youngest was a 12-year-old girl. Not long after marrying and moving in, their relationship was already getting pretty rocky, and they decided to live separately. And when they finally divorced, the wife, 12-year-old daughter, wife's new boyfriend, a former college basketball player well known to the community, and one other unnamed person were all shot one night by a dark-clothed man. Damn, the wife, the 12-year-old daughter, and the new boyfriend.
Mm-hmm.
Shot by a dark-clothed man that was seen by neighbors entering and exiting the property. At one point, there was a rumor that it was very obviously a man wearing a long blonde wig. Lee. But I'm not sure if the wig was ever proven to have been worn. That's such a funny thing to throw in there. It was like he was wearing like a drag queen, like he was wearing a long blonde.
Mhm.
It's so funny. It was Lady Gaga.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, okay, you guys aren't liking my jokes. Obviously, the
say
former
something that's good.
husband. Okay.
Yeah.
Obviously, the former husband was questioned, and actually held on the murder charges, but he claimed he had been at the movies, which couldn't be proven as truth or lies. During his trial, it was decided that there was too much reasonable doubt and he was acquitted. At one point, people also thought he had hired a hitman so he didn't have to do it himself, but there wasn't enough evidence backing that up either. To this day, no one knows who or what was really behind it, and no one has been caught or charged since. It's a cold case.
Holy shit.
Cold case. Anyway, that's what locals from my city know. The house was set to be demolished a year or two ago, but I don't know if it ever happened. I hope y'all enjoy the story, even if it doesn't make it to the pod. That was a nice little intro story.
That was great.
It was a dark little...
I like starting off with the fucking bangers, though. Let's fucking get into it. And that's also extra gnarly. It's a fucking cold case.
Yep.
And I'm cursing again. Wow, it is hard.
I don't think you can not curse. You curse a lot. You curse.
Okay, you sound like every ex-boyfriend I've ever had.
All right.
I edit you guys every week, and I think Harper, I don't think you're able to not.
Really?
Yeah.
Why are you coming for me?
Just because you curse a lot. It's
More
a
than
lot.
me?
Yeah, way more.
Okay, not me winning. Okay. Hi, honkers. When I was in 7th grade, there was an 8th grader who sent a nude to her boyfriend. The nude was of her putting a purple marker in her vagina, Gabby. Why? I don't know. The boyfriend showed everyone the picture, and eventually the school found out. It was obviously a massive ordeal, considering this was child porn, Lee. And we had to have school assemblies about sexting and healthy relationships with Gabby and Lee and whatnot. Purple marker was the entire town's inside joke. And as middle schoolers, we sexualized every purple marker we could find.
This poor girl. This poor girl probably is like still so traumatized.
This is hitting home. Yeah. The girl was severely bullied and threw purple markers at her. Oh, no. She transferred schools and went to a private high school where, private high school nowhere near our town to escape. I often think about her and feel terrible considering how young she was and how brutal the situation became. Also, this is not me cursing, this is her. Also, how fucked up double standards are. I couldn't even tell you the boyfriend's name because the whole focus was on her and her marker. That's really sad. Years later, I transferred to a new high school. I was a shy, angry weirdo and didn't know how to make friends. In art class, a girl who I was friendly with asked me to pass her the purple marker. I made a sexual joke about it and pretended to shove it up my vagina. She didn't understand. That's when I learned that purple markers weren't a universally known sexual innuendo, and people weren't bringing markers into the bedroom. It was just that girl from my middle school who made an insane creative choice with her nude. Safe to say, the girl from my art class thought I was a freak. People also called me Fez from that 70s show because I didn't speak much, and they assumed I was a German exchange student. Anyways, that's it. Bye.
And then in turn,
P.S. Lee, I love you.
Oh,
wow.
Lee, we got a Lee fan.
Yeah, that was really
Lee
sweet.
fan.
He needed that. That was really sweet.
Not you becoming the purple marker girl.
Yeah, that is what a beautiful passing of the torch.
Yeah. And then you became.
And I just love that, like, legend precedes you, and then it keeps getting like, and it's like, okay.
That's
that
so funny.
poor girl. Oh. I hope she's okay.
Okay, did any wild pictures, because something just came up for me reading this. Do you remember any like leaked videos or pictures that
My friend, I think I talked about this, my old best friend, she shall who not be named. She complained about it. Anyway, my old best friend, she wrote her boyfriend in middle school a really graphic sex note, and he did what middle school guys apparently do, and he photocopied it and put it all over the fucking middle school. Yeah. All over the middle school. He passed it. And he did that. And then I remember
like
he
the
put
fucking
a picture
burn book.
And he put a picture of her on it and photocopied it.
Shut up.
Yeah. Hundreds of copies.
Now you're saying, wow, what guys do? That's what sociopaths do. That is wild.
That's fucked up.
Old Connor did that. And I won't say his last name, but you know who you are. And you did that. And I remember you guys both ended up in detention. And what an embarrassing thing. What?
She shouldn't have ended up in detention.
They both did.
That's really messed up. That's so messed up. There was my junior year of high school, there was this cute little couple, whatever. I was acquaintances with both of them. And one day everyone starts like laughing and like looking over a phone. I'm like, what's going on? And I didn't get to see it firsthand, but I was told the girl took she released herself onto him. She shit on him
Really?
on his chest,
Really?
and then they like rubbed it around.
No.
And
Is there
then
pictures?
yes,
But you didn't see.
I didn't get to see firsthand, but everyone in the school was getting sent this. Now here's the thing.
Wow. Can
I
you
guess could
imagine
say I was
being
still
a
in my
teenager
loser era because I
now?
didn't get it. What?
Being a teenager now with social media, I can't imagine the shit
No,
that kids. I'm done not cussing. I can't do it. I can't imagine the shit that kids like are doing to each other.
So I just saw Sarah Silverman's live podcast last night, and
Oh,
then
you saw her live podcast?
yeah,
Interesting.
it was really good. Yeah, she did stand up first, and then her podcast. No openers, anything, just all her. I was like, okay, go off, and it was incredible.
Whoa.
It was really cool. But at the so like she did stand up, and then she does her podcast, and then at the end she does like a Q&A with people
Because her podcast is just her.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then so the Q&A, like the show was supposed to end at like 9:30, and it ended up going till 10 because she like just stayed and like kept like answering people's questions. She was very generous, very sweet. But anyways,
She's so sweet.
oh my God. But then this one girl, she was younger. I think she had just turned 25. And then she was like, yeah, like I'm kind of struggling with being 25. Like any advice? And then Sarah was just like, or she's like, did you have a midlife crisis or anything when you were about my age, quarter life, whatever? And Sarah was just like, honestly, I didn't, but I couldn't imagine being young now or even younger. She's like, with the way that the internet is and like the way that, if you do one thing wrong, everyone makes a TikTok about you or tweets about you, and like everyone's on social media. And she was like, I remember when Facebook started coming around, I was already an adult. She's like, just so like to add that pressure on with all these other social entities, like she's like, that's just, way too much. I couldn't even imagine.
Yeah, I can't. It's like the mental illness of these poor kids.
Oh my God. Yeah.
Oh my God. Okay. This is dark. Hey, Honks and Lee. In high school, I worked with this man at a restaurant. I was 17 and he was probably around 30. I remember us always having thoughtful conversations and enjoyed working with him. I never got a creepy or danger vibe from him, which I typically do in 90% of men. LOL. You got that right, sis. Make it 98%. He had kids and a wife and was a huge guy, very tall and bulky, and his wife was very short and petite. I went to school with some of his younger family members, and occasionally we would all get together to play basketball. So throughout the years, all of my experiences were with him were positive. Several years after I stopped working there, I was watching the news and I saw his face on the screen. He had stabbed his wife to death while his kids were home.
Oh my God.
It bothered me because it was the first time I knew someone who had killed someone, at least that I knew of. I couldn't believe someone that I had such positive and thoughtful conversations with and experiences with could do that. While of course it was fucked up and so wrong, I still felt bad for him to be in that situation. And that was when I learned that feelings are so complex and don't always make sense or have to. And that's the tea. That's fucking tea. That's crazy.
While the kids were home.
He stabbed his wife while the kids were home. Whoo! Well,
how do you okay, so let's say that happened to you. Would you
I was stabbed?
No, let's say that your dad kills your mom while you're home. How hard would you come?
My dad kills my mom.
No, what I'm trying to okay, on a serious note, would you visit your dad in prison? Would you still have a relationship with your dad if he did that?
Depending on how hard I came, yeah. If I came really hard,
because you're gonna want seconds. Yummy, yummy,
yeah,
yummy.
If I came really hard, I would visit him in prison. If
Oh
it didn't,
God,
if it didn't make me come, I'd be like, it's not worth it.
Yeah.
What about you?
If he did it in the same room as me, and I had like a full body then yeah. But if I just had like a run of the mill, I can just do that myself, so I don't really need.
Okay.
Yeah.
I get it.
Can't wait for this to come back and haunt us. Hi honkies, this is my first time writing in. I still live in my hometown, Whidbey Island, Washington. Doesn't sound real.
That would be a place in Washington.
Whidbey, it's WHIDBEY Island. It sounds fictitious, mate. Okay, This event I'm talking about happened about 10 years ago. We had a new pizza place open, and it seemed like it didn't stay open. It seemed like it wouldn't stay open for a very long amount of time. It was owned by a married couple who both worked in the restaurant, and the cashier, who later we learned was the wife, was super nice. And anytime I ordered something from there, Oh, it was super nice anytime I ordered something from there. Okay. After it closed abruptly, we all learned that the wife was murdered by her husband.
What if this was the same case?
It is. He was having a secret affair and decided it would be better to kill his wife and bury her in the backyard than get a divorce.
Oh, and bury her in the backyard.
And that is the only way men will do fucking yard work is if they're burying their fucking spouse in the back goddamn yard. God.
That's so intense.
This shit was so crazy to find out about. And being from a small place, like really where I'm from, everyone gossips. It's fucking ridiculous. So everyone found out, obviously. Fast forward to about a year
Whoa.
ago. So, okay.
Get a divorce, dude.
I know. God. Stop being so broke that you have to murder instead of get a divorce.
Right.
And this is why broke men. Okay. Broke men murder. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And the rich. No. Okay.
Yeah.
So this shit was so crazy to find out. Fast forward to about a year ago, one of my friends was working doing drywall inside houses. I think it was the first day she was on this job. Her boss just randomly asks, "Guess what house this is that we're inside of right now?" And yes, it ended up being that house that the murder happened in.
Dun, dun.
She was pissed that she had to be in that house, just imagining what happened in there 10 years before.
Oh my God.
I will attach a news article that you can read about. Anyways, I just love you all and so happy I'm a hunk now. I found out about Gabby after she was on Powerful Truth Angels, and now I love Harper and Lee too.
Oh, fuck
LOL.
yeah.
I listen to you guys talk shit while I clean toilets for a living, and it makes my day so much better.
Hell yeah.
Gabby, I am the one who messaged you about a butterfly sweatshirt. Okay, sorry if this is too long, but love
Oh, cute.
y'all.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, sweet queen. Well, we love you, and that's really cute.
That's such. Okay, first of all,
Oh my God. Let me
dude, I would not move into that house. I can't believe they didn't. It's so crazy to me that like when people are fucking murdered in houses.
Oh, she looks like such a sweet woman. I mean, even if she looked like a cunt, she doesn't deserve to be murdered, but
damn, they still have that house, and she was buried in the backyard. I bet that shit is haunted.
okay, so here's the thing. Let me just say, sidebar. Clearly the cursing, it ain't letting up this episode, but next episode.
We'll try to do the first 10 minutes.
Okay.
No, I'm
On the
going to give
next
myself,
episode.
okay, 100% to first 10 minutes, but next episode, y'all, mark my dang words.
I'd
Stop
rather
shaking your
you
head.
curse.
Stop shaking your head.
I'd rather you curse than say dang.
You guys, I'm going to give y'all a rootin' tootin' clean episode next time.
Oh my
Okay.
God.
Sure.
Cool, Lee. Okay. And by the way, a few of y'all sent in like news articles. I love that. Okay.
Yeah.
It's giving validity, baby.
Yeah, it's cool. All right. This one's from my hometown.
Oh, T.
From one of my good friends growing up too. So I didn't hear about this case until we put this prompt out, which is so fucking crazy.
Mm-hmm.
So I can't believe I had no idea.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I'm from a little beach town you might be familiar with called Oceanside, CA. Thank you. Yeah, I know. I'm familiar with it. Where you have a 1 out of 247 chance of falling victim to a violent crime.
Sorry.
That's like a low odd, isn't it?
Wait.
One of
what?
how many?
1 out of 247.
That's pretty high.
Is it?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Gabby going, I'm moving back. It sounds pretty safe, dude.
Although I've witnessed multiple crazy events back in the 90s and 2000s, one case literally made me pee shy and unable to use public restrooms for over a decade. The case of the murdered 9-year-old Matthew Secchi. Yeah, this is so sad. Matthew was just 9 years old at the time of his murder, which really traumatized the Oceanside community. Matthew and his family had been attending a family reunion camping at the Oceanside Harbor. Matthew's father had just been diagnosed with cancer and was unable to attend the family reunion. Thus being said, whenever Matthew needed to use the restroom, he would be accompanied by a relative to use the female restroom with them. Being 9 years old and not wanting to use the female restroom anymore, his family allowed him to use the men's restroom as long as someone waited outside for him. November 14th, Matthew used the restroom while his aunt waited outside for him.
I can't believe his aunt was outside.
Matthew's aunt recalled she saw one teenage boy enter the bathroom. So this little boy's in the bathroom. Matthew's aunt recalled she saw one teenage boy enter the bathroom quickly and leave immediately. Not thinking anything about it, she continued to wait for Matthew. Time went by, she became concerned and decided to check on Matthew. She entered the bathroom to find Matthew on the floor in a pool of his blood. His throat had been slashed from ear to ear. Bystanders and family tried to perform CPR on Matthew and stop the bleeding, but it was too late, and Matthew was pronounced dead on the scene. Several days later, a 40-year-old woman in Hollywood was stabbed and robbed by 20-year-old Brandon Wilson. He's from Wisconsin, go figure.
Oh.
The knife used to slash Matthew's neck was found on Brandon.
Mm.
Dude. Stabbed by 20. Okay. He immediately confessed to the killing of Matthew, and he was sentenced to the death penalty. During the trial, Brandon would tell the jury that he killed on behalf of messages from God. Okay, so this person was fucking crazy.
Tapped in. Oh.
I remember the days following the murder, seeing Matthew's baseball picture plastered all over the media. Matthew and I were both 9 years old and had the same baseball pictures, which truly traumatized me. I couldn't piss in public for so long. To this day, every time I piss in a urinal, I think I'm going to get my throat slashed. This case made the already panicked moms of the 90s even more frantic and unstable. The saddest part is that the Secchi family had moved away from Southern California to escape crime, only to have their son murdered. Had moved away. Okay. In the end, Brandon ended up taking the pussy way out and hanging himself at the San Quentin prison. Apologies that this wasn't funny at all. Well, that's okay.
It's okay. Lee has been trying to hold in his laughs this whole time, so.
And such a downer, but the story literally changed something in my fucking brain. Nancy Grace said that this is the saddest case she's ever reported.
That's so fucking sad.
So sweet.
Oh.
May he rest in peace.
That's really, really sad.
That's fucking terrible, dude. I was talking to one of my friends, Jen, today about it, and she was like, "You don't remember that case?" And I was like, "No." And she's like, "Dude, it fucked us all up." She's like, "It fucked up Oceanside."
Oh my God.
But yeah, I guess, the aunt was waiting outside of the bathroom stall. Somebody walked in there, slit his throat, and walked out.
Crazy.
That's crazy that it can happen. I was just having a conversation last night about this, about how like I feel like one of the scariest things as a parent is like you created this little being that you just like you love more than anything that you've ever loved in your entire life, and every time your little little creation is out of your sight, that could be the last time you ever see it again. Oh my God.
No, it's
that
so
honestly is
sad.
like out of everything that scares me about being a parent, that is the thing that makes me not want to be a parent. Like that suffering that loss is so debilitating. And yeah, like that fundamentally does just change you. And like that person's not even, that was just someone who just heard about the story and it fundamentally changed them.
9 years old.
I know.
9 years old.
And how demented and wicked do you have to be to just harm a little sweet baby child?
No,
killing
demented.
a grown adult, frowned upon, but killing a child, absolutely not. That's where I draw the line. Okay.
No, and the thing about the message from God. So this guy was like delusional, probably schizophrenic.
Good thing he was out walking about.
Are these all murders? Are we only doing murders?
Oh, well,
No,
so far. No, next one I have is not.
Okay.
And
no, not that it matters. I just think it's funny that it's all murders.
No,
That's
we've
the
got some
only scandal there is.
pedophilia sprinkled in here.
Tight.
yeah, Lee. We sure do.
Ellie.
Okay. This won't necessarily be considered a hometown scandal. End of email. In the sense that it didn't make the hometown news or the paper, LOL, but this happened on my block, and it involves adults/parents in my childhood neighborhood, prisoners and prison in general. So it was pretty scandalous, if you ask me. Like when I remember this story and tell my friends now, we are shook. Okay. I grew up in a very small town, and a pretty big prison happens to be out there. I grew up on a cul-de-sac, same girl. So all the neighborhood kids played together, rode our bikes, played basketball, all that kind of stuff. So of course, our parents became friends. Well, friends enough to drink beers and get hammered together and throw barbecues every once in a while. My immediate next door neighbor was a single mom, let's call her Sarah, with a daughter around my age. So our families became extremely close, which is how I know all about this scandal, since it happened when I was like 13 and would have been none the wiser. At some point, a new family moved into a house down the block, another single mom with 2 daughters. The daughters were teenagers, a few years older than the kids in my family, and went to different schools than us, so we weren't as close with them, but of course we still hung out with them. Their mom, let's call her Mary, was a single mom too, and apparently had made a great living with a job as a correctional officer at a kind of infamous prison.
Ooh.
Okay, Mary. Big titty Mary. This really inspired my neighbor Sarah to get into that field and make a better living for her and her daughter. So she started going through the motions to become a correctional officer, aka prison guard.
Mm-hmm.
I was a kid, so I'm sort of fuzzy on the details of the timeline, but at some point it was just neighborhood gossip, but then became reality that the neighbor down the street, Mary, was dating a man from the prison. Like he was currently incarcerated and she met him at work. I guess aka the prison. And he was to get out soon. Her daughters were obviously annoyed by this, which is how I kind of knew about it as a kid. They didn't want a man from prison coming to be with their mom.
Yeah.
LOL. Okay, judgmental. Well, that man did get out of prison and was around for a while.
Wow.
Not sure what happened to him and at what point in time this happened, but I think he went back to prison. But at some point, he was having an affair with my next door neighbor, Sarah.
Shut the fuck up.
Damn!
Damn. So this prisoner is fucking Mary and Sarah.
Yeah.
Mary got Sarah the damn job.
Mary let him out and Sarah let him in. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Damn. All right. Messy. All right. First of all, how did this felon get two hot, hardworking, independent moms? Because women love bad boys.
Because he was slanging.
This isn't rocket science.
Slanging.
Yeah, he has that prison dick. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
They were both correctional officers and also neighbors. I have no idea. Girl, we just solved the case. Okay. All I know is it got a little bit more scandalous. Oh. At some point, for whatever reason, maybe jealousy, or maybe to save herself, my neighbor Sarah went to the warden and snitched on the other neighbor Mary for banging this prisoner.
Wait, but that's fucked up because Sarah is the one.
Sarah has no chill. Bitch, you're the other woman.
You're the other woman. Yeah,
yeah.
You're the mistress.
Yeah, so
Mary's
Sarah,
number one.
Sarah, if you're going to be a hoe, at least be like a good one. Okay.
Yeah, damn, Sarah, you suck.
Yeah, Sarah, your pussy's fucking mean. Okay. My neighbor Sarah went and snitched on the other neighbor Mary for banging this prisoner.
Nasty pussy.
Sarah is a fucking haunted cunt, and that's on Lock Her Up.
Yeah.
And that's on Where the Emails. Okay, apparently they were banging while he was still locked up at prison, as well as smuggling in weed for him and his fellow prisoners. This was a big deal, and Mary lost her job and her pension. I hope Sarah gets like bed bugs and crabs because this
Mary. Wow.
Yeah, how are you gonna do Mary like that?
How you go? She got you the damn job, sis.
She was sneaking him in weed. Like, God. Okay. Like I said, I can't fully remember the details, but the affair alone is scandalous enough for me. Oh, yeah. And like years later, when I was probably in my late 20s, my dad just casually told me that when all this was going down, he got threatening letters in the mail from the prisoner. I guess the convict suspected that since my mom was close with our neighbor Sarah, she took her side in the affair drama and was the one to snitch. The letter said, "I've got 4 bullets for the babies. There's 4 kids in my family."
Oh!
What the fuck, Dad? Thanks for that info. Glad we didn't get murdered, I guess. In the end, Sarah ended up losing her job and her pension too because she tested positive for weed. LOL. I guess they do random drug tests for employees of the prison. So all is fair in love and war.
True.
Okay, thank you for writing in. I really liked that. Yeah, what's the moral, hun?
Don't smoke weed.
The moral of the story is don't
smoke weed.
The moral of the story is if you're going to be the other woman,
you can't be the snitch.
You're already a nasty bitch. So just settle in that. You don't need to start causing a ruckus by
right. How did like the neighborhood do after that? Like, did they fight?
Oh my God, yeah, and
did
like
somebody move?
Oh my God, so awkward. Well, they're both fucking jobless, so
yeah. Oh my God.
Oh my heavens, yeah.
That was juicy tea. That was a scandal.
Really good tea. That was really good.
All right. So yeah, Lee, they're not all murders.
Yeah, Lee. I guess they're not all murders.
All right. So this all. My name is Kayla.
Oh.
You could say my name. It's fine. I doubt these bitches will ever see this. So this all took place. Hey, Kayla. So this all took place probably 8 or 9 years ago. I could look up a news article, but I'm lazy right now. But yes, this made national news at the time. These 2 girls in my high school were awful people. They were a bit older than me, and I was friends with one of their younger sisters. I guess they were a little upset with some people, or they just didn't like them. I don't really know. But they thought it would be a good idea to bring in some cupcakes for them. Like I said, these girls were awful and obviously didn't like these people. So these were not normal cupcakes. These girls put laxatives. Okay, classic.
Okay, people need to stop with this because you can actually really hurt someone. People
Can
can
you?
overdose on laxatives.
Really?
Yeah, and you can get like really, really awful internal damage from taking too many. I don't mean overdose as in die. I mean, maybe you could, but like people get like ruptured organs and shit from like ingesting too many laxatives.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
These girls put laxatives in their batter. And that would have been bad in itself, but they took it one step further.
No.
These girls literally pissed in the batter as well. I honestly don't remember too many details, but I know that the people did eat these cupcakes. That's horrible.
Beast!
I remember this making headlines, and the only reason our high school would have ever made the news. But yep, this did happen. I sometimes wonder what is going on with them now. I'm pretty sure they both have children, and that's a little scary. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this story. Unlike the people that ate those cupcakes, look it up if you'd like. I'm sure it exists somewhere. I hope I can think of more stories to send in because I know there's more from this crazy little town. Yes, send them in. Love you guys so much. I look forward to Wednesdays and Sundays because now I get to see my honks. Oh, love you.
Cute.
Thanks for being a fucking Patreon head, dude.
Yeah, love you, and thank you so much for writing in. But here's the thing.
Damn.
Not these nasty, skank, rabies-infested bitches
Yeah.
pissing and putting... what would someone have to... Like, legit, what would someone have to do in order to elicit you to do that?
Okay. To do that?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I can think of somebody right now that I do that to.
Yeah.
Besides Lee.
Besides Lee,
Mm-hmm.
Frank. I do it to Frank.
Girl, you gotta let that go. Okay, I can't.
Talk shit, get hit. I won't say his last name, but his name is Frank. And I would piss and shit in those cupcakes. Right away.
Oh, yeah. Well, here we are. Okay. Good day, honky honks, and I don't know, Lycan Lee, Lycan Lee, Lycan, Lycan.
Why?
The public school is public schooling right now. What? What does it mean? What does it mean?
It's a breed of werewolves from the 13th century.
All right, so he's
Hilarious.
calling you a hairy beast.
So you're giving anime dork.
Okay.
Are a mutant human species who noted. Whom
Oh, you pretty much freaking nailed it.
Yeah.
You pretty much freaking nailed it calling Lee a lichen.
I like Chen.
who are noted for their canine-like characters,
freaking nailed it.
resulting from an outbreak of mold.
Now
This is
that
getting worse. How? What?
is- okay, wait. Make that
That's
picture
a fever
bigger.
dream of a fucking description.
It's from like from an outbreak of mold in I can't tell if it's real or it's like from medieval. I think it's like anime bullshit.
Wait, Lee, you don't actually think that's real? Of course, it's animated.
You're animated.
Okay, not Lee. Actually, think it's real. I'm gonna honestly have to read. All right, Gabby's on her phone. We lost her.
Audrey just texted me the funniest thing I've ever read in my entire life.
Wait, is it about that thing from earlier?
It's about a comedy show that we're both doing, and the producer sent her a song that she did, and was like, "Hey, can you listen to this? It's I made this song, and it's about like being a lesbian. The producer's not a lesbian. She's like, but I know that everything is so offensive these days, so I don't want to like piss people off." And Audrey just sent it to me and said, "The song is so fucking bad," and I was like, "Send me the song."
Oh well, we have to play that. Okay, should you play it right now?
Are we
That you
keeping
can send
this?
to me.
We're not keeping.
Yeah, we can keep that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It's
Lee,
TTT.
yeah, it's called Tea Time. Come on,
Nobody knows any of these people.
come on, Lee. Okay, this guy that won't book Gabby and I on his godforsaken haunted.
Somebody we've talked about on this podcast
Yeah, it's
before.
just came out in the Patreon this week.
So-
Good.
Screaming.
I literally talk about him every single episode because he's my trigger. But anyways, he invited us to go spend Thanksgiving with him and his sister, and I said a spot on a show will do, not a
know.
spot
I
at the dinner
texted-
table.
I texted Honk. I said, it's funny that he's going to invite us to Christmas at Thanksgiving, but not book us on a show.
Christmas is coming up though, so just wait. Okay. Good day, honky honks and werewolf Lee. This is a short scandal I remembered looking at your prompt, but it requires a small bit of context. I emailed a lengthy story for your Lengths You've Gone episode, and part of it included a story about a planned date in Pittsburgh with a former high school classmate back in 2015 who constantly treated me like shit, and the orchestra went on strike the morning of the date.
Fuck.
And that's on Bit of a Bum Dog. As Gabby so elegantly put in that during that episode, that is like God interfering.
Huh.
And you know what? No lies were spoken. Here's the thing. Do Gabby and I remember literally anything in general, but also from this podcast? No. Okay. Too
Bonk,
true.
bonk.
Honk, honk, honk. The caffeine's kicking in because I can see that you're getting really sweaty. Too true, Gabby Lamb. Too true. It just so happens that the case she spent the most time being shitty to me just so happened to be the statistical high school math class taught by a man with a goatee who left my high school for another school in the district the year after she and I graduated.
Sounds scandalous.
And Gabby is not listening, but don't worry, Lee and I got you. So it just so happens that the class, Gabby is tuned out. Unfortunately for you, Lee just said we have 45 more minutes of this podcast.
I'm not.
Shut the fuck up. Okay. God, Jesus Christ. It just so happens that, okay, we talked a couple of times since most of the teachers were kind to me, but I didn't notice since I was still dealing with both high school drama and teenage drama. In September 2016, 11 months after God interfered with my date at the orchestra, the math teacher with a goatee, being a teacher for the city's school system for the past 24 years, was arrested by local police for possessing over 50 images of child pornography, Lee. He's had for decades.
Come on.
And a fuck ton of methamphetamines, Lee. Okay,
Please.
stop. Dude. Dun, 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 dun. Arf.
Whoa.
That's the hounds coming for you, Lee. To take you.
Those are hounds.
Not us spreading the rumor that Lee is into child porn.
Rumor.
What a terrible rumor to have spread.
All the rumors are true. Okay, anyways. Methamphetamines, Lee. Okay, the school has had its share of scandals to this day, and apologies for the phrasing, but this was one I was literally in spitting distance of.
Okay.
He pled guilty and was sentenced to 3 years for the drugs and images in 2017.
That's it?
Only 3 years.
I was gonna say
It
life,
should have been
baby.
3 years for each picture. Okay.
Yeah.
Like, and that's on God. Okay, and that's on 50 times 3. Okay. Okay, images in 2017 and resigned from teaching, so he's probably out by now.
Whoa.
Well, yeah, honey, because it's giving 3 + 7. Okay. Maybe I got dodged. Maybe I got dodged a bullet since he only seems like. Oh wait. Basically, he's saying maybe I dodged a bullet because he only seems to like white kids. Who knows? But holy fuck nuggets.
Wow.
What a whopper of a news story. I'll drop the links to it at the end since there are only 2 articles about it. Thanks again, you magnificent honks. Okay, why did it seem like a slur when you said it? Okay, honks for making a podcast that is amazingly less unhinged than 95% of corporate America, mostly male office workers.
Love you.
And that's on XOXO. Oh my God, wait, you DM'd me that you were sending this in. Okay, this is cute. This is cute. I literally listened to this show on my way to work for those prolapsed, pretentious assholes who don't pay me enough to pretend like I work for scum. I'll DM you the name of the high school I graduated from, since elaborating on that would virtually reveal my identity, and they stay in scandal mode for local news. Anywho, you honkin' honks, stay safe and live with love. Until the next time. Sincerely and respectfully, a man forever suspicious of white men with goatees. Amen.
Love you. Thank you. That is juicy.
Lee, you should get a goatee so it's easier to like tell what's going on. High school math teacher charged with pornography crimes. Okay, not this being.
You know what's crazy is how many, like, can you imagine how many fucking hometown scandals there are that, like, there's gotta be millions and we don't know.
Oh yeah.
Like, there's so much shit going on.
Yeah.
There's so much shit going on at all times that, like, there's so much juicy shit in the world.
So
We're all getting fucking murdered.
So the one from my hometown is that, there was the movie Erin Brockovich, and then there was another one that was about like chemicals in the groundwater and like this big like civil suit because people were getting brain cancer.
No.
That was from my hometown.
Oh shit,
Sounds like that movie Cabin Fever.
There was like a styrofoam company or a plastics company that was in my hometown, and they were leaching chemicals into the water, and they were illegal dumping. And my neighbor died of the brain cancer, and like a lot of people in my town died of that like specific brain cancer.
No way.
Yeah.
From like tap water?
Yeah, because it was a lot of wells, and it was like it's a suburb, so like our water was from reservoir and traveled to like groundwater.
That's crazy.
And what is going on? Okay, and then Flint, Michigan's water has been messed up for years. What is going on with that?
That was pipes. So that was like how the water
traveled
through. Yeah, that was.
And they won't fix it.
The water traveled through old pipes and like the chemicals leached in.
The thing is, I have to pee really bad. So can we?
Yeah.
Take a quickie.
Yep.
And we're back.
Ow, Lee! Fuck.
Hold on. We just took like a 3-minute break so I could pee. And when I tell you that Lee left
it was like 15 minutes. It was like long.
When Lee left the fucking gnarliest dump in the toilet. It was so gross. And he won't admit that he did it.
And I know that we always joke, like, can I just say something for real? Like, I know we always joke around and we bust each other's balls and we talk every day. So obviously there's like a closeness.
Yeah.
But it really does make me uncomfortable that you do that, Lee. Because it's like becoming to the point where you do it on purpose.
Yeah, he does. He takes a fucking fat shit before we come over.
I feel like it's kind of like a power move.
I do. I save it up.
Ew!
Ow! You need to stop.
That sounds really good.
Like, please, like,
Okay, the bit is done.
Ow!
No.
Nobody's funny. Nobody's bits are funny but yours.
You want to know what's
Lee
funny?
thought his little bit about yelling me about my medication was funny, but it's not funny.
Well, it wasn't really a bit.
I know.
And now you're just mad because my bit was funnier than anything. But anyways, you can go now, sweetie.
I want to get... No.
Jesus.
I want to get froyo after this. Can we get froyo?
No, I have to go home.
Why?
Because I got a fucking pack.
Okay, well then I'm going to get fucking froyo.
I wish you knew that you're a dyke. Let's go.
I don't want to do Patreon today. Okay. I have a scandal for you.
I don't want to do Patreon today. It's giving fucking... You know what you are?
No,
You're
fuck you and fuck you.
No, oh, fuck you and fuck you. You look like a fart. You act like a yeast infection. Fuck you. And fuck off. So just read the fucking story and do your fucking job. How about that?
I have a scandal for you.
It's good for you.
And
I don't even know what just came out of my mouth, but I can tell it wasn't cute.
fucking caca diarrhea. That's
Caca diarrhea. Shut up. Just read it. And fuck off, Lee. You're a fucking pussy. You call her a drug addict every other episode, and then I fucking I call my beloved honk a shart, and then you're like, oh, gee willikers, Harper, the boundary's lost.
Does anybody really listen to this podcast? I need
My
to know.
neighbors do.
Yeah. That's
Wait,
funny.
okay, pause really quick. There's this fucking cuck messaged Gabby being like, it seems, I'm unsubscribing from the Patreon because it seems like you and Harper only like each other for the podcast, and you guys don't really like each other in real life. And I'm like,
What?
I literally,
Yeah, he did.
yeah,
That's
he literally
absurd.
said that to her.
Yeah, he
And I
said
was
it seems like we don't like each other, and then he said that you're rude. So I was like, you know what?
I'm rude?
Yeah, he called
you're
you
rude,
rude.
and we
Nice.
don't like each other.
Cool.
the one time someone gives us the respect we deserve, he also guts us too.
Yeah. All right, here we go. I have a scandal for you.
Like,
Okay.
In junior high, I attended a bougie private party in one of California's most expensive zip codes. Okay, it's giving Northern California, right?
Yeah.
What's it called? Marin, like Marin County. We'll call the school Crestview. My mom dated a teacher there,
Okay.
so I got discounted tuition. XOXO. Thanks, babe.
Yes.
I went from being one of 500 seventh graders at my old school to being one of 50 eighth graders at Crestview.
Okay.
Like with any small community, everyone there knew too much about anyone else. A lot of students had been enrolled since kindergarten, so the dirt goes deep. One day at lunch, my friend and I were in the computer lab. God, remember that class, computer lab? What fucking even was that class?
I don't know, but I would just play games the whole time.
I
It was so
know.
much fun.
What the fuck was it? Okay, we were in computer lab together, Googling teachers for fun.
Yeah.
That's really funny. We were only on our second or third teacher when we turned up a news article with what was about to be the most scandalous information to ever hit Crestview. It turns out that the 7th grade math teacher who taught my friend the year before was a convicted killer. The article detailed how he had... Wow, that's fucking wild.
That is so gnarly.
Jesus, who's a teacher a year ago? The article detailed how he had recently been fired from his new teaching job at another school after news of his actions came to light. In 1996, the math teacher had reportedly entered into a suicide pact with his father, mother, and 2 brothers.
Okay, a family affair.
This family is wild.
Happy holidays.
The family came together in a motel room on Mother's Day that year to die together.
And that's on a woman's right to choose.
Holy shit. The teacher went through with stabbing his father to death, but he and the rest of the family couldn't bring themselves to continue the killings.
Oh, how convenient.
So they called the police.
What?
They just want to kill the dad.
Literally.
He was sentenced
Hey, I
to
got an
just,
idea, guys.
he was sentenced to just 4 years probation. Insane.
What are these times?
Insane.
Okay, what are we doing? Okay, you found 50 pictures of like little naked babies and fucking porn.
Yeah.
And then, just 3 years. I'm pretty sure in North Carolina, like a
killed
few years
someone?
ago, if you got caught with weed, you'd get 7.
Yeah.
So what the fuck is this?
Also, not this like family. What kind of fucked up ass family?
We're really missing but we're sitting on a gold mine here because that is one of the darkest most insidious yet hilarious things I've ever heard. Hey guys, let's make a suicide pact. They
Let's
off
go
the
to this
dad.
hotel.
Ooh,
I know, right?
Actually,
And then they pin it on the dad. They were like, it was all his idea.
How crazy is that they kill him and then they're like, actually this felt like shit. What the fuck did you think it was gonna feel like?
he was probably bleeding out and he's like, all right, you guys. And then they're probably like, psych. Like,
That looks like it hurts,
Yeah.
actually.
ooh,
Can
actually,
you
kind
fucking
of a
imagine?
it's messy. Like, what is going on? What are we hearing right now?
That's so crazy. That's so fucking crazy. They copped out at the last moment because they're like, we can't do this.
Yeah.
Huh?
Pussy.
It's just, what did you guys think was gonna happen? My friend and
Also,
I
not in the motel.
I know, that's so haunted. My friend and I were shocked and did what anyone would do in that situation. Immediately told all of our friends and family,
Literally.
and their former math teacher did a murder. It got back to the adults instantly. It's crazy that didn't get out quicker.
Also, I love that in computer lab, you're either playing some fucking weird game on some like
Yeah,
site
you're
that's
playing
gonna give the
fucking Oregon
computer all
Trail.
like fucking viruses,
Yeah.
or you're playing like FBI.
Yeah.
You're like, okay, I just broke down the
You're
firewall.
playing a try not
Let's
to come
go.
game or this.
Yes.
So okay, got back to the adults instantly. A couple teachers called my friend and I into an empty classroom and demanded we stop telling people about the murdering math man. We complied, but by then it was too late. Everyone knew. Why would they tell you to not talk about it? Crestview, maybe because it just gives it school a bad rap.
Mm-hmm.
Crestview ended up sending home a letter explaining to parents what had been uncovered and reassuring them that they did not believe he posed a threat to students when he was employed there. I don't remember. That's crazy. Wait, so he'd already murdered his dad, but was still employed at the school as like a murderer, and it came out later?
Wait, no, because he lost his job.
He lost his job from murdering.
Yeah.
Okay.
The year prior.
Right. Okay. I don't remember if the administration knew about his past and still gave him a chance, but then it sounds like,
Wait,
or if they had hired him without a proper background check.
that must be what it was. They probably just didn't do a background check.
So okay,
Because I feel like that would
He
come
was
up.
only it was only probation. He never went to jail.
Okay. Okay, now me looking
seventh
like
grade math
fucking-
teacher who taught my friend here
This
was
is like, hey.
okay. The article detailed how he had been recently fired from his new teaching job at another school after news of this actions came to light. So I'm sorry, I'm just confused. Like, he was still working as a math teacher after the. All right, whatever.
No, but I thought they said like when that happened.
Well, he went to another school, so I think he was working at Crestview, then transferred to another school,
Okay.
and then got fired, because she's saying that I don't remember if the administration knew about his past and still gave him a chance. So that means they knew, like that means something had already happened. Either way, no one else at the school knew, so the news hit like a bomb. Not you guys being literal detector gadgets and figuring this out. In retrospect, I just feel sorry for him. He was only 22 and his whole family decided to die in a motel room together. And he was the only one who faced legal and professional consequences for that. I can't find any info about where he's at now. I hope he's found some healing and peace in his life.
Wow.
She sent me, there's an article of it.
I'm loving all these fucking articles.
Whoa.
Y'all said we're not a couple of fucking liars today.
Yeah, we can't really share the articles because then it kind of gives away. It gives some people away. Like
Yeah.
she said specifically, like don't share the article because then like people will know exactly who I am.
I'm reading.
Yeah.
I'm looking over the article right now, though. It's fucking gnarly. Whoa. Okay.
Okay. That's pretty much fucked up. All right.
That's so crazy, dude.
Here's the thing. I feel
Family
like
suicide pact.
the suicide pact, and maybe it's because I'm a unique type of broken, but that to me is so fucking funny that it's so fucking layered. I like want to honestly.
Yeah.
We are sitting on a mountain of fucking script. I gotta fucking write this because here's the thing. That is just too, or she needs to write it, but that is so
Yeah.
fucking funny that they make us as a family.
I think it was just to kill the dad. It had to have been just to kill the
because
dad.
there's no way.
Yeah.
If you make a suicide pact, yeah,
and then
also
blame
like,
it on him.
hey, and then we stabbed the dad, and then
Yeah.
thought, oh, actually, never mind. Like, no, like it
Yeah.
was clearly just it was like a ruse to kill the dad. No, but how fucked up do you have to? I mean, I guess
Yeah,
I
man.
don't know.
But I guess if it was just to kill the dad, they could have also been like he was abusing us because that's usually what happens when kids.
Also,
kill
not
their
like them making
family.
a pact to stab each other. Drink some cyanide or something.
Well,
Do some fentanyl.
Yeah, don't stab.
Why
Like
fucking-
suicide by stab.
It's a lot.
It's a lot.
It's giving drama. It's
At least
that's
a gun. Just make it quick.
Yeah. But then a gun is like attracts attention.
Yeah, you're right. Well, come on, a stabbing? Doesn't
Or
somebody
a hanging?
screaming? Yeah.
Yeah.
Stabbing is pretty violent.
It's also very messy.
very messy. Blood's everywhere.
Yeah.
And when you stab people, your like after the first stab and the knife gets bloody, you end up cutting your own hand. Like that's how
How do you know that, Lee?
well, because that's how
Lee?
people get caught for stabbing people is because they have cuts on their own hands.
You. Okay,
Really?
this is disgusting.
Okay. Dark. Dark, dark, dark.
You have one more, Harper?
Yeah. All right, Honk, are you ready?
Yeah.
Because this is for my queen. Hey, Harps. It's me, Janine. Wow, tea time girlies. You better buckle up for a very wacky, fun one. When I was in high school, a kid in my class, 17, asked his parents to throw a party at his house. Well, they goofed and said, and when they said no, he hit them both in the head with a hammer, one by one, killing them, dragged their bodies into a bedroom, covered them with paperwork and whatever he could find, took their credit card and threw a party with their bodies in the house. A bunch of my friends went to the party. Very scandalous, very drama.
Whoa.
Shut the fuck up.
Also, okay, not her writing it, just like, okay. She told me this last night and I made her write it. I was like,
That's
you have to fucking
hilarious.
email in. Also, a teacher in my high school became a porn star and got fired.
Where the fuck did she grow up?
Here's her porn, South Florida.
Oh, that's so South Florida.
Yeah.
Wait, let's see the porn.
Okay.
All right. I mean,
I was reading the wiki page from the from this, and it's so wild. He got away with it for 3 days, and then
no.
Wow.
went to jail.
That's wild.
Okay, so
What?
and then
this
this
kid
is
was unwell. He bonked his parents in the fucking head with a damn hammer.
and then this is the teacher that got
Was
arrested
the
for
teacher
porn.
the man or the woman?
The woman.
She got fucking.
She went
honking
method.
tits. Leah, we'll describe it. She's sucking and fucking his dick right now.
Nice.
They're completely hairless. She's
Hairless. She's got long
laughing.
blonde
The dick is so
hair.
funny.
Big tits.
Big fake tits.
Big tits. Deep throating.
He looks like a Ken doll, and I don't mean
She
that
was
as
a
like,
teacher? Dang.
Yeah.
That's a Florida damn teacher, huh?
that is a Florida
He's
damn.
eating her out on a desk.
He has a back tattoo.
Okay. She's getting rammed from the back. Is it anal?
No, that's in her pussy.
That looks like anal.
No, because look that's her pussy. Her
I
asshole's
guess
right there.
you're right. That was a
Here's the thing.
teacher.
She's making all the right noises, but this is her face.
All right. We've already.
I don't know how
got
to
one
make it
YouTube
stop.
channel.
Okay. And that was the teacher.
And that was a
They're
teacher.
just like us.
They're just like us.
Yeah.
All right. We got one left.
Okay, cute.
For all of my 20s, I bopped around a bit, living in an NYC in California, but decided to move back to my hometown after a rough breakup and realizing I can't live in Pacific Beach doing blow and being toxic forever.
Mm.
Well, you could. I found myself back in my very small hometown in South Jersey. It's a beach town way at the bottom of the state where you literally run into at least 2 people you know every time you leave the house. I wasn't planning on staying forever, but after about a year of healing, I fell in love with a fisherman, and 2.5 years later, I'm still here. That's hot. Fisherman, hot.
Yeah.
And don't have any plans on leaving now. My art business is actually doing a lot better here than it was in New York or California, too. Maybe because I stopped partying, LMAO. Honestly, probably that, and because making anything happen in New York and California is,
Good fucking luck.
yeah, you got to join the Illuminati for that.
Mm-hmm.
Anywho, this town has some tea. I could write a novel, but I guess I'll just stick with the pedophilia, creepy vibes that have just gotten swept under the rug over the years. Nice.
Good.
When I was in high school, there was this very good-looking gym teacher who was also one of the coaches for a gym/health teacher who's also one of the coaches for the boys basketball team. He was fresh out of college, played buddy-buddy to all the guys, and put on a too cool attitude towards the girl students. Pretty douchey. He also always wore basketball shorts, even when he was teaching health, and had a huge monster dick. I sat in the front row in health class for his period, and that shit was distracting. So, of course, it became an ongoing thing amongst all the high school girls in school that, we'll call him Mr. G, had a huge horse dick. And don't get me wrong, he fucking knew what he was doing. Of course he did. I forget that, like, teachers can be so young. You
yes,
like
because
22.
You don't think that when you're in school.
No,
like, they
because they're
seem
so
much older. But then then you grow up and you're like, oh shit.
Yeah, it's crazy. Like, I remember my super hot teacher, Mr. Bruckner. God, he was so hot, and he was like 30.
Mm-hmm.
That's so fucking young.
Well, 30's like already been teaching for a while.
Yeah, he'd already
Yeah.
been teaching for a while.
Yeah.
He was 30. I'm like, well,
Yeah.
that's like our age. He's a fucking teacher.
Yeah.
He seemed so
I mean,
old.
I had a lot of young teachers because our school didn't pay a lot, so
Yeah.
we would always have just like new like, and you start teaching before you even graduate school.
Mhm.
So like you're finishing school, you're like in your early 20s.
It's crazy.
So wild.
Yeah.
That's so crazy that you can be a 22-year-old teacher with 17, 18-year-old students.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. And don't get me wrong, he fucking knew what he was doing. He was one of those cocky jock types that I felt like just settled to be a gym teacher because he wasn't good enough to actually be a real athlete. That's probably true. So one of the girl students who was a manager for the basketball team starts telling some of her friends in the girls' locker room one day how she sucked Mr. G's dick at an away basketball game. The manager. So she works for the school, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Right.
That's so inappropriate. The girl was a senior. Oh. The girl was a senior. Def had a bit of a reputation for sleeping around, but who gives a fuck?
Oh.
She was hot. Natural big lips, long hair, big titties, light eyes. Sounds like me. You get it. So it starts getting around that they were fucking. It was probably me.
Yeah.
So it starts getting around that they were fucking
No.
or whatever. And no one believed her because of her reputation / looks. Too beautiful. I get it. She got really upset and it ended up mentally fucking with her too. So it gets around that she's fucking.
Yeah. Like,
And no one believed her.
That she was fucking the teacher.
And that fucked her up.
Okay, wait. I love this. I love that she's like, guess what? I'm getting my pussy fucking.
And everybody's like, no,
wide."
you're not.
Yeah.
Is that really? Hold on. I need to read that again. So it starts getting around that they were fucking or whatever. And no one believed her because of her reputation / looks.
So I don't think that she was. They weren't fucking, but the rumor was that they were.
Okay.
And nobody believed her that they weren't. That's how it sounds.
Oh, so, okay. But she said that she'd sucked his dick. So maybe she was just making that up.
Yeah.
Okay. She got really upset and ended up mentally fucking with her too. So fucked. But she was lying about herself.
I missed the dick sucking part. From what you reread, that's what it sounds like.
I'm so sorry, guys. Can I reread this again? I just need to clarify some things. So one of the girl students who was a manager for the basketball team starts telling some of her friends in the girls' locker room one day how she sucked Mr. G's dick at an away basketball game. The girl was a senior. Def had a bit of a reputation, blah, blah, blah. So it starts getting around that they were fucking or whatever, and no one believed her because of her reputation.
So I guess they weren't fucking, but maybe she did just suck his dick once.
Okay.
But they weren't like carrying on a relationship.
And nobody believed her, and that
And
really
nobody,
upset her.
yeah.
Or it really upsets her that it gets around. I don't know. She got really upset and ended up mentally fucking with her too. So fucked. I remember hearing how Mr. G had to have a meeting with the board, but nothing came from it. He got to keep his job and still works at the high school until this day. That's wild. The sickest part is a year or two later, he actually ended up dating another girl from that girl's class for a while. She was one of his students, freshly graduated. Fucking weirdo. But yeah, this shit happens a lot down here without these men facing any ramifications. That's what we're finding out today, is that none of these men are facing ramifications.
No, they're
for
fucking
murder
not.
or child porn.
It's so
Jesus.
fucking insane.
When my mom was in high school, one of her teachers was full-blown fucking a student who he eventually ended up marrying after she graduated. No one did anything. That was also a Catholic high school in the 70s. Guess not
Bye.
much has changed.
No.
Anyway, I could keep going with all the weird men going after young girls down here, but I'll stop there. Thank you guys for always putting out my absolute favorite thing to watch and listen to every week. I work from home and I get lonely a lot. So I genuinely feel like you guys are my friends. Well, guess what? We are your friends.
We literally are your friends. So
we
we
are
love
your
you
friends.
so much.
Love you guys. Love you. Thank you for being our friend and a podcast listener. And what a haunted story.
It is so wild though how just basically just like to do another lap about how little jail time or consequences like these fuckers have faced.
Yeah.
Also, I love how like whenever it's been dealing with a school, I know like there's been women that fuck their students, but
yeah.
this episode it's just only been like the men that are like.
Well, we got a little tiny one actually, and let me read this really quickly.
Oh, okay.
In 6th grade, I had a real touchy teacher who kind of looked like a skinny Bill Cosby. I was floored to see his mugshot a couple years later because he molested a few girls at my school. He was always trying to get me to stay after class and shit. So it's amazing that I was untouched.
Wow.
I listened to lots of Let's Not Meets and scary stories. So sadly, this isn't an uncommon thing. It's also not limited to men. My sister's husband is a teacher now, and a female colleague of his was grooming and molesting middle school boys a few years ago. Oof.
Middle school? That's
So
disgusting.
fucked. That's so young. She was conventionally attractive and had a husband. I wonder if it's that girl, because you know that show, The Teacher?
Yeah.
So good.
Mhm.
It's like about
And
that.
it was based on a real story. Yeah.
Yeah, it's based on a real story. I wonder if this is it. No kids, thank God. So no one suspected her. I wish we could tell these fuckers what these fuckers look like so we could end them all.
I wish there was a way. Okay, so you know, like when people do lie detector tests, it's like measuring your heart and whatnot. I wonder if there's like a way to do, instead of like a lie detector test, like maybe like an arousal test. Is that a thing? I feel like you should have to take one when becoming a teacher.
I guess you could just like show pictures of like students and like measure heart rate.
Yeah.
I guess nobody. I mean,
I don't know.
it's
but
already
then,
hard enough to fucking find teachers.
How fast do you think your heart would beat?
Lee's would break the machine.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Hmm.
And you're lucky you didn't get any fucking jail time for the shit that you did. Who you?
Don't look him up.
Oh my God, wait, really quick. We're going to end on this little cute thing. So there was this teacher at my middle school, and I didn't have him, but like a lot of my friends had them. And I did track in 7th grade. And so like all the girls would come to track and like be like, oh my God, he did it again. I'm like, what? And he would go and pop their bra straps, and he would keep his classroom really cold. And I told this woman in the office.
No.
Yeah. And so like I'm hearing this, and like, you know, I was very like naive and sheltered and like sweet and sensitive at this time. And so like my friends are telling me, and I'm like, oh my God, like that's awful. And so I think like, I'm going to help my friends. Like I'm going to help them. And so I go to the office and I tell on this teacher, and they go, honey, by the looks of it, he's not popping anything of yours, because I was completely flat chested and didn't have to wear a bra or anything. And they thought I was lying.
Well,
and I was
you shouldn't
like,
have been lying.
And I said, honey,
You're just jealous.
they were fucking jealous. And
You
I
were
said,
jealous.
No, she was
Wait,
jealous.
I was
Yeah,
fucking
you
jealous.
were
Oh,
jealous.
honey, well, here's the thing.
You want to get popped?
Here's the thing.
Yeah.
I did want to get fucking popped.
Yeah.
And a few years later,
Did you
I
get
still
popped?
didn't. So you know what? that trauma is still within me, but that's okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know what you're saying yeah to, Miss Flatty, but anyways. God.
All right, guys, that's been our episode.
You're in the wrong fucking camera, so let's get it right.
That's our last, whatever, our last
It's
fucking
not our
story.
last episode. Gabby's on acid, and that's on relapse. She relapsed on camera, and that's on starting your day count over.
You wish. I've never taken acid. Thank you. We have a live show coming December 9th, Tea
in
Time
Hollywood
Live.
at Third Wheel.
The link is on our Instagram. We will post. It's close to selling out, so get your tickets, you guys. And what? The link's gonna subscribe to our Patreon, and you're gonna get an extra hour.
And we're trying to get to 500, you guys, because we have a really, really big, gaping surprise for you when we get to 500.
Well, it's not a surprise. We've already talked about it. We're gonna wax our assholes.
There's a new surprise. There's a new surprise. You fucking dunce.
I don't know if there is.
There is.
I think
There is. We're gonna wax Gabby's nipples because they are hairier than you would assume.
Please
surprise
subscribe
over.
where you listen and tell your friends because we love you. We love your friends' stories. We need you.
And Gabby's fake, but when I say it, it is real. We do love you so much, and we do need you. And that's the tea.
Nasty. That's the tea. Come to the live show if you are in the Southern California area. We love you. We'll see you there.
Or even if you're not, you should fly out, and it'll be worth it for you.
That's also true. And then when you come, you can bonk Lee in the head. And you can Honk's tits. And you can give me a kissy. I'm getting my lips dissolve on Saturday.
You can go kiss her thin little sweet lips.
I know.
Bye-bye.